Andre the Giant Battle Royal pre-show on the card. JHF, who is your pick for the pre-show Battle Royal for Andre the Giant?
I've gone safe here, mainly because I've gone outlandish later on in the card. I can only see Braun winning it. I know there's obviously the usual spot of everybody teams up and throws out the big guy, but I can't see anybody that I know is in that match already getting the payoff from this other than Braun.
Fair enough. Right. I think this is going to be the first of the two. There's usually one or two banter segments on WrestleMania. I believe this is going to be one of them. I've gone for Colin Jost of Saturday Night Live. I think the final three will be Braun Strowman, Colin Jost, and Michael Che, and I think they will throw Braun Strowman over the ropes because they're
wrestling.
Because wrestling, and then it was 50-50 between the two of them. So I'll go for Colin Jost, but I'll be happy if they both win it joint.
Is it bad that I thought, who the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Thinking,
it's just been called up as or something. Fucking hell.
Is that a jobber?
Yeah.
Jobber! Chris?
Is that Ricochet's new name?
In a completely different vein, I've gone for Bray Wyatt as a return. I think we're going to see one or two returns in this Battle Royal, and I think Bray Wyatt's going to be one of them. And I think he's going to win. In terms of your Braun spot, I think you're going to see Colin Jost and Michael Che, whatever it's called. They're going to eliminate Braun during the match, early on. Oh, no, quite late on, but they'll sort of do some sort of trickery or bullshit, and they'll get Braun all some sort of calamity and fall over the top rope. So yeah, Bray Wyatt for me.
Hold on, if we can do people because Bray's not declared in that match.
No,
he's not.
He's not been advertised, has he? Can I change mine to Nicholas then?
Fuck.
I'll stick with Braun.
My pick changed 3 times, I think I said, didn't I? It was originally Kurt Hawkins, but he wasn't announced for the thing, and then this rumoured match happened. I then went for Apollo, but then Raw happened, and I was like, he's definitely not going to win, is he?
Yeah,
so I picked Lars Sullivan because he's got to come back at some point. If you're going to make a big impression, do it here.
Hasn't there been talking about Lars Sullivan?
I was going to say there was a thing today, wasn't there? On WWE.com.
I was just about to say.
Released.
Apparently,
this
one is this is the top of the Twitter as I searched for it. This is 4 days ago. This is clearly a lot of rubbish. WrestleMania 35 rumor: Lars Sullivan to squash John Cena.
That was the rumoured from months ago.
Was that rumoured in January?
Yeah.
Before he'd even been called up.
Yeah.
But
I think they're going to want to get him on as soon as possible, if he's ready, obviously, because he had anxiety attacks and stuff.
Anxiety is going to be great for. Anxiety
if
attacks.
he feels
in the stadium.
If he feels ready, if he's happy with it, he's on Twitter again.
Is he? I've not looked that far into it, but fair enough. That's a really good shout.
So yeah, I've gone outside the box, a bit like the Bray Wyatt pick. I've gone outside the box and gone for Lars.
Right, Smootman, what you got?
I'm going for Braun because I can't remember anybody else who's in the match. I was going to pick someone random, like I did with Ziggler ages ago, and pick someone like, I don't know, Gronkowski, but I'm not going to do that. I've gone with Braun. So now we've got Darry, Kevin, and Paul for that league over there.
So I've got all 3 of their predictions. Darry went for Braun.
Darry knew what he was talking about.
If someone could write them in for me, that would be brilliant. Darry went for Braun, Kevin went for Braun, and Paul went for Mustafa Ali.
Splendid. Cruiserweight Championship also on the pre-show. Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese. JHF, you can go first.
Oh, I wish you hadn't come to me first because I literally don't know who these people are.
You sound like Matt.
Same here.
I have never watched 205 Live. I have never watched the Cruiserweights. I don't know who these people are.
Woody Murphy is the champion, if that helps.
Who's the champion?
Woody Murphy.
Okay, we'll go with him.
Yeah, fair enough.
Also, just so you know, this is one that's going to go towards your guest league.
Oh, what? This is a screw job.
Fuck yeah.
I've picked the ones that I thought cruiserweights. I took the risk. I was like, I don't think he's going to watch cruiserweights. I've also picked the Batista match because I know how much you love Batista. And I've picked the other ones that might be less predictable. Like
Okay,
Kurt
so if I ever
Angle,
get
Baron Corbin.
if I ever get invited back on this, then it's you're the one I'm after next time.
And I'll fucking destroy you.
Right. Because Buddy Murphy's had his title for like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months, something. He's had it for a while. I'm going Tony Nese.
Fair enough.
There's no other reasoning than that.
Buddy Murphy for reasons that I don't want to disclose and that I can't think of. So Buddy Murphy. Literally
I thought when you said that first bit, I thought, has he got some more shenanigans later or what?
no. Oh yeah, because it's going to tie into the fucking main event, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kanga just doesn't want to do what I did and admit that he doesn't watch Cruiserweight.
I don't watch it. No, it's not shit. I just don't watch it.
I don't watch it, but I have an opinion on it. Cunt. You leave my cruiserweight alone.
Go on, Jack. What's yours?
I've gone for Tony Nese, as you can see, and I've written down here, Tony Nese is talented enough and has enough charisma about him to carry 205 Live for about a month, 2 months. Buddy Murphy can win the title back in a couple of months, or, and I wouldn't be surprised, it gets called up to Raw or SmackDown.
That's totally the reasons I went with as well, yeah.
Look at him showing off. Oh, we watched 205 Live.
I'm sorry, but when you come with notes, it makes me think that you should be the host of this podcast, Jack.
I've taken this there's money on the line now and not forfeit, so I don't want to lose a fiver each month.
I've heard. I'm going to go with Buddy Murphy because reasons.
Yes, Smoothman. Come on.
Hey!
Darry?
Everyone's gone for Buddy Murphy in this one.
Yes.
Take that.
God, Buddy. Oh, Buddy.
Paste.
Oh, crap. Who's even in this next match?
Ovaries trophy. Oh, I've actually read it.
Oh, you twat.
I mean, that is the trophy, so...
I did say that yesterday
wrong.
when I was watching SmackDown. They had the trophy next to the other one. I just went, the Andre the Giant one looks really good. This one looks like a vagina. Yeah, the women's battle royal on the pre-show. I don't know anybody in this. JHF, you're up first.
I have actually done research into this, and I think that Asuka's going to win this, just because that she really needs something now. And 2, I think this could be a setup later on for a feud with maybe one of the losers from the main event.
I'm in total agreement with JHF. Asuka needs to win this, so I'm going with Mandy Rose because she's a blonde bimbo.
That was good reasoning. I'm going to go with Asuka, but no, I'm not.
See, the thing is my original thought was Asuka
Quite a
as
good
well.
bait and switch, to be fair.
Was that?
That was quite a good bait and switch.
Yes, very well played. I was going with Asuka as well, but then I'm thinking, Naomi won it last year, and it did loads for her career, didn't it? No, it's got to be Asuka. It's got to be Asuka. Surely they can't have her lose this as well.
Interesting. I've gone for Lacey Evans.
Oh my!
They've been parading her out for months. She was rumored to be pushed at some point massively.
Yeah.
I reckon she'll get the ultimate heat. For what have I put down here? She'll chill on the outside because she doesn't want to be in the ring with those nasties, and then she'll eliminate Asuka last for the ultimate heat.
But can we just remember the last time she was in a battle royal where she just botched everything?
Did you not listen to my first bit, Matt? Chill on the outside of the ring.
Oh
So she's
God,
only
no.
going to get in when there's only one person left. Is that what you're telling me?
Which will be Asuka, who thinks she's won it. Lacey Evans eliminates her.
No, Jack's
Ultimate
right.
heat.
Jack's right.
If they do that, then Asuka might as well just pack up and go to AEW.
Yeah. Yeah,
She'll just be buried to the point where it cannot be recovered.
No, Jack's right. Jack's 100% right. Lacey Evans winning.
Lacey Evans is also a blonde bimbo, as Matt would say.
Yeah. No, I fully agree. Lacey Evans is winning that.
And she's awesome.
I did think Asuka, as I was watching the 18 mixed man woman absolute cluster.
Get your words out, man.
I was trying to find another word for cluster, but I couldn't find one. Yeah, so I was going to pick Asuka, and then I changed my mind, like literally just now. I could have copied Jack because he made me realise Lacey Evans was a thing, but I'm actually not. I'm going to just guess Sonya Deville because reasons. I don't really care. So, Darry.
Darry has gone for Lacey Evans. Kevin has gone for Lacey Evans. Paul has gone for Nikki Cross.
Ooh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. It's no holds barred. If Batista wins, Triple H has to retire. Batista versus Triple H. Do I even need to ask, JHF? Do I know who the answer is to this?
Now, you'd think you'd know the answer to this, shouldn't you? I'm still 50-50 about this now. I really don't know. I don't think that you put the step of, if I win, then I'd beg her off. I don't think you put that in unless it's going to come into effect. I don't think that's there unless it happens. And I can't see there being another payoff for Triple H losing at WrestleMania anywhere down the line. I think Batista wins this, and it's just because looking at how it goes down the line, I don't think you put that stipulation of lose town on there unless it's going to be enacted.
Triple H is 49 years old. In his head, he will be WWE Universal Champion at 70. There's no way Trips is retiring yet. It's got to be a Trips win.
Okay, here's my opinion, right? Triple H is winning this, but I think you're going to see a Ric Flair appearance because basically Batista's going to kick the shit out of him. That's what's going to happen. He's going to absolutely batter him. And then Ric Flair will come down, slowly saunter down to the ring, slowly get there eventually. Maybe on like a golf buggy or something, I don't know. And then low blow him. And then Trips will get him in pedigree. And then
so Triple H needs help from a 70-year-old man, does he?
Yes, he does, because he's going to get absolutely battered.
Maybe he needs to retire then.
Well, the one point here though is, right, and that's just made me realise, if you think back to WrestleMania 31, this match doesn't have anything in it that draws the fans in, but the way that they brought in the NWO and DX and the way that match went down with Sting, if Ric Flair comes down, if Randy Orton comes down and pulls double duty and gets involved in this as well, and it just becomes like an internal battle of evolution and stuff, then I think it would make it worth watching as opposed to just them two going one-on-one against each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only logical thing I can think of because I don't see Trips retiring. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen to me. And Batista needs to come off strong out of this, otherwise it's fucking pointless for him to come back for one match, lose, and fuck off again. It makes no sense. So he needs to lose via shenanigans.
I think it's pointless regardless.
What? Well, yeah, you think it's pointless regardless, but for him to lose, and still, have some sort of credibility, then there has to be shenanigans, and Ric Flair is the king of shenanigans.
You forget that wrestling retirements don't matter.
Yeah.
Don't bring up Shawn, because that doesn't count. Shawn doesn't count.
That was like 9 years or whatever.
My notes, and I'll read this exactly.
Oh, fucking hell, come on.
Perfect time for Triple H to retire. Recently had a pec injury at Saudi Arabia, which would look quite nasty. And, things in NXT and NXT UK, he might, and 205 Live, which he runs, he might want to focus on that. If you don't want to do it, Trips can pedigree Batista after the match, setting up a match at Saudi Arabia Mania, return of Randy Savage.
Can I just interject here? WWE have just announced that the Revival versus Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder is going ahead on Twitter 2 minutes ago.
Cool.
Right.
What? Well, just going back, I always knew that Tiger was the best person on this podcast. Knows what he's talking about.
He has notes and everything.
Oh, he does.
Go on, Smooth, what we
Links
got?
in the finder.
This is the worst thing. As I was coming into tonight, I was going to go with Triple H. But then everybody's made valid points for Batista as well. And I don't know whether to change my minute. Shitty face. I don't know whether to change my mind last minute. I don't know.
Go with your gut, man. Go with your gut.
I'm going to have to go with Trips.
Damn straight you are.
Like Chris said, I don't think he's going to retire. Not yet, anyway. So, that's me.
So, what have we got for the kiddos?
Darry
has gone for Batista. Kev has gone for Triple H. Paul has gone for Batista.
Really?
Wow. So many people picking Triple H to retire. They're just mentalists.
How are we mentalists? Who retires him further down the line? What's the payoff?
Ric Flair. Ric Flair
for
retires.
him winning it.
Triple H has the
walk?
biggest ego in wrestling.
What, with
His
a Zimmer
ego is bigger than Vince McMahon.
He doesn't
Triple
need
H
it.
won't.
But he doesn't need it feeding because he is the new Vince McMahon. That's enough for him.
Yeah, so like Vince McMahon, he will be Universal Champion in his late 50s.
No.
That's if
He
you
will.
take it off Brock.
He will. He'll let John Cena get his 17th. John Cena gets it, and then Triple H will win it 3 more times and get 18 or whatever he needs 4 more times.
I can't wait to mark your Triple H as a red. Loser.
farewell match for Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. JHF.
Right,
you
I'll
are
explain what I
first.
just did. Fucking get to my pick.
See, I think Kurt Angle's too much of a traditionalist to not go out on his back. However odd it would be for Baron Corbin to be lifting his hand at WrestleMania, which just makes no sense whatsoever. But hey, WWE 2019. I don't think Kurt Angle will not go away with anything other than him being on his back. So that's the only reason I've gone for Baron Corbin. If it wasn't his farewell match, Kurt Angle wins 99% of the time. But with it being his last one, he will not walk out unless he's on his back. So.
As much as I hate to agree, Kurt is exactly that. He's a traditionalist. There's no way he doesn't put the person over as he retires. He's got to lose, so it has to be Baron Corbin, even though I hate him.
See, I was thinking of that as well. I was thinking that, he's the traditionalist, da 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 da. But I think you'll get a feel-good American flag moment. USA flags, USA, USA, USA. Who bleeds USA more? It's Kurt. It's basically Kurt Angle and Hulk Hogan are the most USA possible. I think Kurt's winning, and it's a bold one. I'm with you on that one, but Kurt wins it. Baron Corbin kicks the shit out of him afterwards. If that's what really has to happen, then fine. But yeah, I'm going with Kurt.
The only reason I didn't go that way, though, is that I think that this card has got too many of them feel-good moments already.
We'll see later.
I've gone for Baron Corbin. I've been leading the Baron Corbin bandwagon ever since this was announced, and I agree completely with Matt and JHF saying ultimate heat on Corbin. Kurt seems like a professional and would happily put someone over on his way out, even if it's not his first choice opponent.
Waistcoat wanker.
It's Gareth Southgate's alter ego.
Yeah.
And also, I agree with JHF that there'd be far too many feel-good moments. Kurt wins.
I am going to quote a great film, Dodgeball. It's going to be a bold strategy.
You going with Kurt?
I'm not. I'm going with neither of them.
Huh?
I'm going with neither of them. No.
No, he's going with it's going to be John Cena in the match instead, or something like that.
Yeah, I am. Because I genuinely think this match is an absolute ruse. I do. I do think it's going to be absolute nonsense. Baron Corbin is not going to be in this match. I think it's going to be John Cena. And then I think John Cena's going to win.
Someone started on the holiday cocktails earlier, haven't they?
Yeah.
You do realise you've got to go to work tomorrow, don't you, Smith?
Huh?
You do realise you've got to go to work tomorrow,
No,
don't you?
I'm just on the Pepsi. Just on the Pepsi.
Filled with vodka.
No, it's not. I'm not Matt. Darry?
Darry has gone for Kurt Angle.
Yes,
Kev
Darry.
has gone for Baron Corbin. And Paul has gone for Kurt Angle.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks that. Then.
In my predictions, I put Baron Angle. I feel like that.
You also, for some reason, got the next match being won by Tony Nese. I don't quite understand why.
Yeah, no, I've written down who I've actually got. It's not going to be double duty Nice.
Yeah, the next match is Best in the World, Falls Count Anywhere, Shane McMahon versus The Miz. JHF, you are up first again, my friend.
I just want to say at this point that I am absolutely heartbroken that this is The Miz's spot on the card.
Yeah, same here.
Yes, me too.
The Miz should be where Kofi is right now. I think The Miz versus Daniel Bryan should have been the semi-main.
No, because they've ruined that so many times already that it's dead. It's dead. Just leave it alone. It's already dead.
But even then, you could put him if you put him in the match against Kurt Angle. I think that would have been a great match. I just think that The Miz has been wasted as he has been for years.
If we don't all have the same person to win this match, someone's getting punched. I'm just going to say that now.
Interesting.
Well, I have gone with The Miz.
Okay. Jack, I'm waiting for you.
Movement. I'm meeting you next. You're more likely going to get punched if you put whoever's going to be careful.
Like, literally, we all know Shane McMahon, the only reason he's on a big pay-per-view, not a little one like the last one that you did, the only reason he's on a big pay-per-view is to jump off something tall. So, it's a fall count anywhere, so wherever he falls over, The Miz will just climb down whatever structure they were battling on and pin him. So it's The Miz is winning.
Right. Shane's winning.
Chris is getting punched. Getting punched. Chris is getting punched. How much is it? All right, buses to Gainsborough. Hold on.
This is going to be a fucking war. This is going to be King of the Ring, Kurt Angle versus Shane levels of war. To an extent, within the PG guidelines, within reason of that. I think this is going to be quite a long match, and it could be up there with Match of the Night. Genuinely, this is going to be one of those absolutely fucking balmy batshit matches that, and I just, if we're talking about
170 quid to get a train up to you, Chris.
Fine,
yeah.
fucking come.
84 quid. I found the cheap train.
Brilliant, nice one. But yeah, I've gone with Shane. I just think it's going to be a mad one, and I think Shane's going to just decimate. They're both going to be absolutely bad. Shane's just going to roll over onto him late on, or right at the end, as it's all fucked. Shane wins.
If Shane wins, there's no point Miz staying in WWE.
It doesn't matter.
There's no point.
No, it doesn't matter.
This is my prediction, Chris.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about me. I'm sorry. You were referring to what I was talking about. I'm really sorry. I got confused by the order. Sorry, mate.
What have I've put? Give him a babyface pop at Mania. He deserves it. The Miz.
Again, Tiger is the one that knows what he's talking about.
I'm going to go with The Miz.
Because you know, if you don't, I'll punch you.
Do you know when you said I'm the first person you're going to see next? You're going to see Matt as well in May.
Yeah, but I like Matt.
In May? It's July.
It's July, mate.
Fine, whatever. I was close.
I knew Matt was going to go for The Miz. I wasn't worried.
What a boy. I have no reasons because everybody's stolen my reasons.
Any reasons?
Darry?
Oh, hold on. I think everyone's gone for The Miz. I'm pretty sure everyone's gone for The Miz. Yes, everyone's gone for The Miz.
Darry will go for The Miz because that's Darry. Yeah. So they've all gone for The Miz, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm fine with that because you're all proven fucking wrong.
No, we're not.
Cool.
Did Jack just walk out in anger?
No, he's not. This one's been dubbed in this spreadsheet as Sports Entertainment versus Indie Wrestling. Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. JHF, you're up first.
On my notes, I've literally got Randy Orton crossed out, AJ Styles crossed out, Randy Orton crossed out, AJ Styles crossed out. I mean, fair play to them both. They've made a match that means absolutely naff all vaguely interesting. This is Randy Orton and AJ Styles need to get a WrestleMania paycheck, so this is why this is happening.
Yeah.
Again, just because I've looked at the whole package of the card and the way I think the sort of important matches are going to go, I've gone with AJ Styles. But again, it could literally be you could flip a coin, and I think in terms of booking, it doesn't lead to anything. It's just give the lads a paycheck. So yeah, I've just gone with AJ.
Despite how much I love Randy Orton and the way he's just an asshole, there's too many faces winning on this card as it is. Heels winning on this card where people want faces. So I think AJ's winning this particular match.
I think you can also add the point as well that I think Randy Orton's starting to become the kind of... I think Randy Orton's place on this WrestleMania card's kind of that part-timer legend sort of role as opposed to full-time competitor building into something.
How very apt the legend killer has now become the legend.
It's deep, man. That's too deep.
Oh, it's too deep for this podcast. I'm sorry.
Too deep.
This is genuinely I think this is the hardest one to call on the card. Well, one of the hardest to call on the card. Maybe this in the US title as well. But for me, I don't know.
Get your coin. You love your coin.
No, I'm not getting out the coin again. No, I'm going to go AJ. I think it makes the most sense. Just about. I actually want Orton to win this, but I think AJ's going to take it. It's going to be an incredibly good match. But yeah, AJ for me.
Ever since this was announced, I've claimed that this will be match of the night by an absolute mile. And I'm pretty sure me and JHF have the exact same notes, because I've written both men can eat a loss here, so it doesn't really matter. Coin flip, really. Whoever wins should take their momentum towards a mid-card title to raise that title's profile.
Amen, brother.
AJ Styles.
Interesting. I'm going for Randy Orton.
Okay.
I agree with Chris. This is I spent ages thinking who the fuck's going to win this.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's reason for either one of them to win it.
There is.
That's why I said it didn't matter.
Yeah.
The only kind of little doubt I have is he had the last laugh on SmackDown, but I don't know.
Matt goes to Mania, does it? To be honest,
it doesn't. But I don't know. I just think Randy Orton's going to win. Darry.
To throw the cat amongst the pigeons, all three have gone for Randy Orton.
Really?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Kind of get it.
Yeah. Well, as I said, either one.
It's a coin flip. I'll be happy with either men winning. I wouldn't be upset. Both men can happily eat a loss and not affect them whatsoever. Yeah, it's just going to be a quality match.
It's one that Orton's really into as well, so this could be really, really good.
Yeah. Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns.
This is the one I take shit for now, isn't it? I've gone Drew McIntyre.
Because you're
whole
mental.
strategy.
because I don't think they can do it. I just can't see it. I'm trying to think of the way of explaining this. This is going to be the one where WWE finally turn around and go, you know what? There is no way we can have Roman winning this. There just isn't. Because you do not want to hear however many fans fills out MetLife Stadium booing in chorus, which I think would happen even against Drew McIntyre. I think Roman can afford to eat a loss and be fine with it. I think this puts Drew onto an entirely new plateau and gives them a new character to work with at a much higher level. And I think this is part of a new style of booking for WWE, and that's why I think Roman's going to eat it and Drew's going to get the win.
You're just mental. Roman Reigns has survived leukemia and doesn't get booed anymore. Roman Reigns is winning the match. There's just no other way around it.
Yeah, I can see what you're going for, but for me, Roman Reigns makes the most sense. If this wasn't a main event, like the be all and end all of wrestling, then yeah, I'd say Drew would win it. If it was a B card or even like a Money in the Bank or something, then yeah, you could put it on Drew McIntyre at a push. But like, not Mania. Reigns needs a feel-good moment, and this is a proper feel-good moment for him. So yeah, go for it. Take the momentum onto the main event or main card later, or the top tier of the card.
Echelons.
That's what I meant.
At this point, I'm pretty sure JHS hacked my account. I've gone for Drew McIntyre.
Fucking hell.
My notes, gone bold with this one. With so many babyface wins, I feel you need 1, 2, possibly 3 shocks to make the face wins more memorable. Drew wins to make him the top heel in the company.
Yeah. Plus, also, you said about that feel-good moment, but I think, again, with the card being the way it is, and also the way Roman's story, I think you can build even more of a feel-good moment with Roman if he eats the pin air.
It will make the top title matches feel bigger if you have more shocks on the card. Like The Undertaker losing this streak. I can't remember what happened afterwards. I've slept since then.
Daniel Bryan.
Was it Daniel Bryan? Was that said?
I'm
Bryan.
sure it was the year Daniel Bryan won.
So massive shock, massive title win, which everyone wanted and everyone went mental for.
I went with Roman. I agree. You can't have him, after all he's been through, go to a big stage like WrestleMania and lose. I just can't see it. So I've gone Roman.
I also went for Drew because of this argument. When does Roman lose? Because you can't keep on saying he had leukemia, therefore he can't lose. So if you get that out,
I just think this is too soon
for him.
If you get that out the way straight away, that's not a problem then.
Yeah.
And it makes Drew massive heel, and it brings him straight back up to the top.
I sound logic. I get where you're coming from. It's not balmy, but to me, I can't see it happening at Mania. If this was any other pay-per-view, then yeah, I'd accept it. But Mania, no.
I wouldn't mind Drew winning.
Oh yeah, I'd want.
Like I'd be happy either way. It was similar to the match before, but I
must say everyone's gone for Roman Reigns, Darry, Kevin, and Paul.
It's because they've got good common sense.
I'm worried I've done this like I'd book it rather than I've done it how WWE will book it. But...
I've done it how I book it, so we clearly book things the same way.
Yeah.
Indeed. Raw Tag Team Championship. We've heard it announced earlier thanks to Matt's good journalistic prowess. It's called Twitter. Revival versus Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. JHF, you're first. Sorry. Pouring a drink.
The Revival, for the reasons that were given to me for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Cool.
Surely the only reason that the Revival got the tag champions in the first place was so that Vince could punish them on the grandest stage of them all. By WrestleMania 34, we ended Asuka's streak. WrestleMania 35, we end Kurt Hawkins' streak. He gets his first win in like 269 matches, was it, the other week? So
I've lost count.
Yeah, so Ryder and Hawkins, surely.
Yeah, Ryder Hawkins for me. I would really enjoy it. I'd be smiling from ear to ear seeing it because I love Zack Ryder as it is. He's just an awesome dude, and Kurt Hawkins he's such a. It's a nice moment. So yeah, fine with that. Go with it.
Aren't they both from New York?
Yes.
So a hometown victory for Ryder and Hawkins.
On the pre-show. This will be a pre-show match, no doubt.
They usually have 3 matches on the pre-show, though I don't think it will be. So I've gone for Ryder and Hawkins. Hometown victory. That would be a big memorable moment. But my main reason was, like Matt said, punish the Revival more, have Hawkins pin one of them to break the streak.
You're forgetting the cardinal rule that you're not allowed to win in your hometown.
Doesn't matter. It's a Revival. Vince
Buddy
hates
Murphy
the
won in
Revival.
his hometown and they went fucking mental when he did. One in Melbourne. Cruiserweight.
Mustache Mountain.
Pig Dunne won in England.
True that.
It's a myth.
I have gone.
His hometown of England. Sorry, his hometown of England.
Well,
England is my city. Moving on. I feel delighted.
I have gone.
Oh no, it's you, isn't it?
Are
Sorry.
you finished? Please stop interrupting me. I have gone with Ryder and Hawkins as well. I'm going to take what I read on Twitter earlier as gospel. They're
That's
splitting
what
up
you should do. Twitter is never wrong.
They're splitting up the revival. It's happening, guys.
It's not.
Therefore, Ryder and Hawkins are going to win. Done. I
They've
assume.
gone for Ryder and Hawkins as well.
Have they? Is that in case? Did they actually do that in case it happened? Or did
Yeah,
you
so I gave them
just
the.
frantic text them now?
I'll take
I gave
myself
them
in
the
there, right?
option to do this match because Kev said when I asked him for the predictions that Meltzer was rumouring it. So I was like, all right, we'll stick it in, and if it doesn't happen, we can just take it out.
Oh, it's a shame because I was hoping that they hadn't done it because you could have gone Darian Paul had gone for Ryder and Hawkins, but amazingly Kev has gone for the revival.
Kev's gone for B team.
He's gone for the fabulous Moolah. What the hell is this going on?
Mentioning the B team, I think Ryder and Hawkins will have a B team-esque title reign. They'll hold it for like a month.
Yeah,
it to-
yeah, and then they'll just but that's what it
To half
needs.
of the AOP.
Yeah, doesn't it? It's just to fuck off the revival,
Yeah,
basically.
basically.
Yeah.
SmackDown Tag Team Championship, the Fatal 4-Way, Usos versus The Bar versus Rusev and Shinsuke Nax versus Ricochet and Aleister Black. JHF.
I've gone with the Usos. Just because, again, looking at this pick's just been based on what happens in the rest of the card and bouncing title changes a bit and bouncing who I think is going to win later on in the card. I think there needs to be a couple more retains in there, so that's why I've gone with the Usos.
I'm literally counting through the other title matches going, right, where have I got who's retaining and who's swapping? And I don't think I've got enough titles changing, so I'm going to go for Ricochet versus Aleister Black.
Right? Ricochet versus Aleister Black. Nice.
So Ricochet and Aleister Black.
That's a tag team name. That's a tag team name. We are versing each other.
See, the logical conclusion would be Ricochet and Aleister Black, but they don't have to win because it's a multi-tag. You can pass the title off to someone else and it not affect them as long as they're not pinned. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go Rusev and Nakamura. Fuck it. Why not?
It's a bold strategy.
No, it is.
That is the boldest of
The
strategies.
team that's
fuck
only
it.
together because Nakamura injured Rusev's wife.
Fuck it.
Yeah,
that's
is that
more
actually
logical
the
than most.
reason?
Fuck it. Logic, mate. Let's go. Fuck logic. This is wrestling. Let's go Rusev and Nakamura. Why not?
Well, no one thought that Jinder Mahal would win the US title last year. Look what
I
happened.
thought
This
Jinder Mahal would win the WWE title, but here
This
we are.
just could be the match that takes it home for Chris. This should be main event, really.
You do it.
I've also gone for the Usos.
I thought you were going to say Rusev and Nakamura.
I was tempted. I was like, yes, come on, let's do it. No. The
Imagine.
Usos, keep the belts on them for a bit longer since they've reportedly signed these new contracts. And I don't think Ricochet and Aleister Black are going to be a tag team after this.
No,
I think
it was
they'll
more just to
split.
introduce them, really, I think.
Yeah.
Which is
I can
fine.
see that as well.
I'm going to go a little bit out there.
The bar.
No.
Sting? Why would you put Sting down?
Ziggler? Where's Ziggler? What's going on here?
I haven't written any of
So,
this.
so Alexa Bliss is going to come out and announce the Dudley Boys are entering this.
Tell you what, though, that's fucking funny. Wouldn't surprise me.
No,
It's now a
I,
table match.
And plus the Usos are fire. I'm just going to
Oh
They
no!
are.
I know what's going to happen. Oh,
I don't know why. I have this kind of thought that they must have
Dangerous.
been put in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic for a reason.
To get
Not to
them
take,
over.
not to take that belt, but to take a main title belt. Because they're tag teaming there, they're tag teaming here.
Oh, yeah.
I genuinely
This
think
is a weird
this
bait and
is-
switch to pick Rusev and Nakamura smoothly.
It's not, because I'm still going with Ricochet and Aleister Black, because I genuinely think that's the reason why they were doing the Tag Team Classic. They were practicing for the main roster so they can become champions.
Now that we've all made predictions, I've just realised what's happened. There isn't a ladder match on this card yet. And
Nope.
when was the last WrestleMania without a ladder match? Like 1865 or whatever it was. So
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah.
Alexa Bliss is going to come out.
Yeah.
And then
It was
legit a ladder match, and the Hardys are going to win it.
Oh,
Hardys
you
are
can't.
in
No,
the
you
Battle Royale.
can't. You can't
They
pull
will,
that spot
they will.
2 times.
The
You
Hardys
can't.
have been announced for the Battle
That doesn't
Royale.
mean they have to be in it. They did that last year. They announced people for the Battle Royal that ended
And can you imagine a 5-team ladder match? That was a piss break for me. That would be horrible viewing.
You just can't pull that spot 2 times in a row.
No,
You can't.
Plus Jeff Hardy would legit die.
That's Jeff Hardy.
legit die.
Yes.
Barry has gone for the Usos. Kev has gone for the Usos. Paul has gone for Ricochet and Aleister Black.
It's not something. Ricochet and Black is it's quite sound logic, but then at the same time you think, well, are they going to be a tag team for long? It's just no.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get why. And they don't like you say they don't have to be pinned, so they don't look any weaker. But personally, I think it's a great way to bring them into the title picture. I'm sorry, I've had about half a bottle of vodka.
Fucking Matt.
I don't have I've got the spreadsheet over your faces. So what did Matt just do?
I
Just made me laugh.
Just shows you how rattled I've made, Matt. He's had to get drunk just to be able to face this challenge.
Women's Tag Team Championship, Boss and Hug Connection, Nia Jax and Tamina, Divas of Doom. Is that actually
Divas of Doom.
Is that actually what they're called?
That's the legit tag name. Yeah.
It's every
that was a-
orifice.
That was a tag name when they 2012. When
Don't
they
care.
Last time.
And the Iconics.
Divas of Doom. I'm telling you.
Right.
Go on then.
Jay-
Jay, mouth is then.
First.
Oh dear. Right. I have gone for Natalya and Beth Phoenix.
What?
Let me tell you why, right?
Do you want
Because-
to lose?
No.
Yes, he does.
There's method behind my madness here. So, the Iconics don't need the belts. I don't think they do at this point. I think they're established enough that they don't need them yet. If you want to give them later, fine, but I don't think they need it here. Jackson to me are irrelevant, so it doesn't matter what the fuck they do because nobody cares.
Tamina's got merch, mate. She's the most relevant person in the roster.
So it comes down to Boss and Hug and Natalya and Beth Phoenix, and I think you've got to get a payoff from that title handover. I don't think you quite get it from the Iconics at this point, but I think in terms of feel-good moments at WrestleMania, I think that whole thing of Beth Phoenix coming back, winning the titles with Natalya, I think this is probably Natalya's last hurrah. I think Beth Phoenix gets a big pop, and then I think they drop the titles the following night on Raw.
Let's hot shot women's titles. I love doing that.
I very, very, very nearly went for Nia Jax and Tamina here
Again.
on the basis that now that Charlotte isn't going to have the SmackDown Women's title come the end of the night, you're not going to get that 4 people holding the titles up. And I very nearly decided that the only other logical people to hold the title, they won't give it to the Iconics. They don't like the Iconics. They're foreigners. So the only other people was Nia Jax and Tamina, but I'm going to stick with Sasha and Bayley just because I've got WWE not giving us what we want in a couple of other matches.
Question. Becky Lynch is a foreigner.
Yeah, but she's over with the crowd. In
So
a
are the
face way.
Iconics.
In a face way, though, not in a heel way.
Right. Okay. I'll go with Boss and Hug. I still think they're going to do the.
No, you haven't. You've gone Boss.
I like
what's
Boss
that?
and Shit name. Yes, I like Boss and Shit name because it is a.
I don't think that's in the matchup.
Fine. Boss and Hug. Fine. We're going Boss and Hug right now. It sort of ties in with later. I still think they're going to do the whole 4 thing at the end. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing that to each other in the lead up to all of this shite. I think Boss and Hug are going to drop the titles on Raw to Iconics, though. I genuinely think that because they'll drop it straight after. This is just the moment, the main moment at the end. This is all that's built to. So then, yeah, you'll get that. But then Iconics win the title on Raw or SmackDown on the following.
Yeah.
Was it you that said that they can't do the 4th thing now? Because obviously
It wasn't
that
me.
was
It was
me.
It was Matt who said it, and I went, shit, I get what you're saying. I still think they're going to do it, though.
How?
In some way at the end. Because Becky's going to win.
Give the Charlotte a title. So
Oh
he
no,
can get a better one.
that's just Lex Luger at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
It wouldn't
It's
surprise
crossed
me.
my mind to ruin everything by giving Charlotte the belt back. Right, ruin the main event.
Would it, though?
I've gone for the Iconics.
Yes, I like that.
You're mental.
It's a bold strategy.
Boss and Hug have tried their best to get the belts over, but have failed in doing so. The Iconics could try half as much and get much better results from it. Also, they can't do the 4 horsewomen thing at the end, so what's the point? Just give it to the Iconics, have them run riot, be chicken shit heels. They can do a better job of it than Sasha and Bailey are.
Has anybody got a 4-sided dice?
No.
Yes, I keep one in my pocket. Let me just chip it over to you.
I really don't care.
Ryan, Smooth, pick a number between 1 and 4.
3.
You got Jackson Tamina.
Yes!
He's so pissed off if Movement wins. He's so pissed off if Movement wins.
I've
I
actually
want-
gone
I-
for it. Fair play.
I want pictures of all of you on WrestleMania night when Natalya and Beth Phoenix are lifting those belts above their heads.
I was like, oh, really?
You'll have to wait
Barry.
till Thursday for mine.
Barry has gone for the Iconics. Kev
Iconics.
has gone for Boss and Hug. And Paul has gone for Boss and Hug.
None of you know what you're talking about.
Imagine if Jackson Tamina win it, man. Fucking hell.
Imagine the scenes.
Who,
Yeah, but
thought,
I'm
an,
really-
who thought an 11-year-old was going to win the tag team title?
Exactly.
I called. No. Going back, I called that the Smoothman was going to Smoothman. Braun Strowman was going to get someone in from the crowd to help him in the match.
That was last year. Stop
Doesn't
looking back in
matter.
the
I
bones.
fucking called.
And it's the fact that it's just always the scene of him walking past No Way Jose to pick a child.
No way, it was no Trent Seven, all those irrelevant wrestlers. 10-year-old
Nicholas, you will do.
referee kid. Right, once again, if we've all got someone different getting a punch.
Intercontinental Championship match: Bobby Lashley versus Finn
As the
Balor.
demon.
That's Damon
As the
Balor.
demon. It's
Demon
Finn.
Demon Finn Balor. JHF is first. Go.
I feel like I don't need to say anything other than Finn Balor, really, do I?
No one needs to say anything. Next,
No, they
Matt.
really don't.
Finn.
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 Smoothman.
I'm actually going to go with Finn.
Didn't work.
Do it. I dare you. Do it. Go
I'm
on.
not going for Bobby. It's not.
Darry, Kevin, Paul have all gone for Finn.
Good times.
Quality. That was great. I love that. More of that.
WWE are going to do a big swerve, aren't they?
No, they're not. They're not going to have the demon fucking Balor lose
Job the demon out to fucking Bobby Lashley.
with his fucking arm.
It's Vince McMahon. you never know what goes through that crazy man's head.
That is true.
US Championship: Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. JHF is first again.
Joe. I don't think I need to say anything.
No,
other
no,
than
no.
that,
I'm going to go Joe as well, but
Well, hang on.
What?
Skipping over Matt here.
Oh, sorry. I'm really sorry, Matt.
It's fine.
It's because Matt's irrelevant.
It doesn't matter whether it's Rey
Oh,
Mysterio,
you haven't
whether
done
it's
that.
Dominic,
You
whether
haven't
it's
done that.
John Cena. It's going to be Samoa Joe retains.
Yeah, Joe's going to retain. Move on.
I think it's probably going to be against Dominic, but there we go.
Dominic interference.
Dominic versus Joe for Ray custody match. Samoa Joe to retain, beat a legend in the business to cement dominance over the US title.
I think Ray will come close, but it's going to have to be Samoa Joe. He's actually
Also,
making the title relevant.
I must say, Ray's not been cleared as of yet.
It's probably going to
So
be
if it
Cena.
does change, if it is Cena, smooth as fucked. If it does change, then everyone will get an
Double G, mate.
opportunity to change.
They're going to get the ability to change. Okay, fine.
The one thing I'll add is I could easily see Joe holding the US title till next WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Hopefully, that's what I would
Yeah,
plan.
it's a good
Make
shout.
it relevant. Darry,
Everyone's gone for Joe.
Good.
Splendid. That makes copy and pasting easy.
Now it starts getting interesting.
It does indeed. WWE Championship match. The new Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston.
Right. One of these two title matches has to be a new champion. One of them has to be. It can't be two retains. It can't be two new champions. So I have looked at this of which one needs to switch more. And I think for this one, Daniel Bryan has to win. I think that Kofi's not quite done enough in the build to be able to carry that title on past WrestleMania. I don't see how he can be a legitimate champion past that WrestleMania moment of him lifting the belt. Beyond that, where does it go? I think Daniel Bryan still needs that title just to continue to give him that oomph. I mean, he's doing great as a heel, but I think just because of the amount of time that he's obviously been off and everything, I think the title just gives him that something just to give him a little bit more of a spark. And I think he needs the title. And again, based on what happens in the other match, I think that Daniel Bryan has to retain her.
I have also gone with Daniel Bryan, but for a different reason. You will get the Trouble in Paradise or whatever Kofi's finish is, and the camera angle will change, and you'll just be very focused. You won't be able to see most of the ring. And as the referee's arm lifts for the third count, Big E is going to rip Kofi Kingston off Daniel Bryan and beat the living shit out of him.
Question.
Yeah.
Why?
Because
that would count as a Kofi Kingston win.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh.
No, because WWE always call it a no contest.
No, it won't. No, because
Then it's still not a Daniel Bryan win, is it? It's a no contest.
Well, in that case, I'll say Kofi, but it's not going to be a Kofi walking out with the title then.
Okay. Are you finished?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Take my piece.
Right. Big E's not turning. I'm sorry. New Day is so hot, it's not going to end yet. It's a merch machine. It is not going to end anytime soon. The dynamic between the three of them is absolutely brilliant, especially with them now in the main event picture. It's fucking awesome, and I love it. This is, I agree with JHF. One title is changing out of the two. Kofi's winning. And that spoiled my next one, but Kofi's winning.
I've also gone for Kofi Kingston. I've gone. It's got to be surely. Then I agree with every single point, which sounds weird. I agree with Matt. I think Big E might turn, but it'll be stupid to do it before Kofi wins the belt because that makes Big E number one contender. But I also think that Daniel Bryan's that type of person to know that he's had a WrestleMania moment. He wants to give someone else that WrestleMania moment.
Yeah, but you can't do that with heel Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, but he's not.
Yeah, this is Bryan Danielson.
I don't want wrestling's fake.
What?
They're not like this backstage.
It's real to me, god damn it.
You sounded so enthusiastic last minute.
It's because
Harrison doesn't know what he's going to do. He doesn't know, does he?
Your whole thing about they have to do it has been proven time and time again not to be the case.
I'm not saying they have to do it. I'm saying I think Daniel Bryan sees what's happening with Kofi and seeing like, shit, this is exactly the same what happened to me. Let's give Kofi this moment. And another thing, it would also make Kofi the first black WWE champion.
Your logic would work if Daniel Bryan was the one booking the card, but he's not.
He's got a lot of influence. He's got a lot of influence backstage.
He definitely has Vince's ear.
What's the point in the hemp belt? Why would they do the hemp belt if they're not going to keep it on?
Because they probably weren't going to. Because Bryan probably wasn't going to lose it first. He wasn't going to lose it. But in seeing in the momentum and the build up that this has had over the last sort of 2 months or so is fucking astronomical.
You've got to remember they made that belt when he was still facing AJ. It had nothing to do with the Kofi.
It's been
there for a while.
This is the biggest thing in WWE right now. Whether WWE want to admit it or not, because WWE want the biggest thing to be the main event, which is the women's match. But in terms of build and fan groundswell, it's all about Kofi.
And if you want to look back, if you want people to look back at WrestleMania 35, they'll see the women have main evented the first WrestleMania, and you've got the first black WWE Championship. Now, I don't think Kofi would hold it for very long.
No, he won't.
I actually think he would drop it back to Daniel Bryan at Money in the Bank, or whatever the next pay-per-view is. But just for that moment, I think it would be historical, as we like to say.
We said the thing about feel-good moments, though, and the way the other two have to go, it would just be it would be legitimately just a fucking feel-good moment.
I feel like most of us have got the same prediction for the next match anyway.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is surprising.
You've got to have a hit. You've got to have a heel walk out with a major belt.
Yeah. We'll get on to
Got
that.
to.
We'll get on to that.
You still don't know, do you?
No, I don't. I came in and go, it's Kofi. Don't listen to anything that they say. They're going to change your mind. Don't listen to them. And I can't. Just seeing snippets of Big E in Twitter, just showing glimpses of his face, just makes me think this is going to happen.
Okay.
But then I also
come to the dark side.
But then.
You might as well have Vince McMahon walking out handing out bags of $10,000 at a time. He's not giving away that amount of money.
If you're thinking Big E's going to turn heel,
I'm going Kofi. I am going.
If there'd be the dumbest move if he does it during the match and not after. If Kofi
do it on Raw the next night.
I'm going Kofi.
Or SmackDown.
I'm going Kofi, and I'm thinking very much in the fact that the Big E thing is going to come, because imagine the storyline you can get out of it. Imagine the role that Xavier Woods can play in that feud, because he's going to be conflicted.
Special guest referee in a Hell in a Cell match, surely.
Oh God!
I think I could see that's my prediction if Big E does turn. I don't want it to happen because I love the New Day as they are, and they are fire. I just
Has anyone said that Big E's turning other than vague Twitter rumors?
Well, it's not the Twitter room. It's the facial expressions.
It's the camera angles and faces. And it's very subtle, but
the program you described screams SummerSlam to me.
Yeah,
but it's a memorable moment. And where do you want the memorable moment to happen? When you've got your most eyes watching.
If Kofi doesn't win it now, when
then,
is he going to win it?
And plus, if Kofi doesn't win, there's just going to be like, oh, this is exactly the same as Triple H and Booker T. Daniel Bryan's now a racist. It's like, oh, fuck's sake.
Make a heel heat for that.
He loves the hemp, and he's also a racist.
But he hasn't come out and said, you people don't win this type of thing.
No, that's true. He might do on SmackDown.
I don't know. I just...
Trick said it, not me.
I can feel why Daniel Bryan could win it, but I there's no way you can break the momentum of Kofi, and it is very much Daniel Bryan-esque from WrestleMania 30.
What have the other guys got?
Everyone's gone for Kofi.
Okay.
One more question. Can you see Kofi versus Bryan, the rematch, being the draw at the next pay-per-view?
Yeah.
No.
I think it could happen
possibly.
on a Raw or SmackDown the night after.
No, everybody switches off to it straight away. He doesn't have. It's not the same level of Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30. No. It's not like there's been years and years and years of people trying to get Bryan into the main event and just being
hang on, but
down time
11 years,
mate. Yeah, there's been 11 years. Nobody called for Kofi to be in that title match before that gauntlet match.
Because WWE have made you forget how good he is as a singles competitor.
Yeah, agreed.
That is why.
Yeah, because
we'll put him in the New Day.
In your mind, it wasn't even in the realm of possibility. That's like saying, I don't know. I wonder if Heath Slater's going to be in the fucking main event picture in a couple of years. No, of course not. I mean, it's a case of because it's not in the realms of possibility that you thought would ever happen.
I mean, Heath Slater, mate.
No.
At least Kofi's good.
But it's. I just love the fact that the WWE machine is actually getting behind him, and that's why I'm almost certain he's going to win the title.
I could still see Vince McMahon being an absolute prick.
I'd be fucking
And
hilarious.
Hashtag. It doesn't matter.
Bye.
Movement already owes me a shirt, so it's fine.
Shut your
Have
face.
you picked the shirt yet?
No, I need to talk
I'm
to him
gonna. I
afterwards.
might wait and give some recommendations. Get some recommendations off Movement.
Let's see.
Brock Lesnar versus Rollins.
Universal Championship, Lesnar Rollins, JHF.
Rollins. Because you cannot have that Universal title being irrelevant any longer. You just can't. You might as well just bin the belt. If Lesnar wins, get rid of the belt. Just literally, just delete it from history. It was never relevant.
When's Lesnar's UFC match?
It's not coming. Well,
That hasn't been announced. There's no match as of yet.
Plus, also, I think with Ambrose leaving, and with that sort of trilogy of the three people, and where they are now, and how their careers have like sort of gone on, I think Rollins needs to stand tall as the winner of the Shield, if you know what I mean, the better of the Shield, and I think this does it for him. Brock can take the loss really easily, and it have no effect on him. The Universal Championship has got to come back to Raw and be a monthly title that is part of programs, because otherwise, what's the point in having it? And I also think that's your big moment. And I also think that they may switch around the order, and it'll be Daniel Bryan before the women's main event, and this will be before the WWE Championship match.
Yeah, I think it will. I think you're right about that bit anyway.
so although I've got Daniel Bryan retaining, I am having Brock Lesnar win this match as well. There's a few reasons behind this. One, Vince McMahon absolutely hates the fans. If he's got 3 matches that people are really, really, really invested in, he's having 2 winners out of those 3. So he's having Daniel Bryan retain, and he's having Brock Lesnar retain. Brock Lesnar, when you go into UFC testing, obviously he's no longer on the steroids and everything. His testosterone level is through the floor. They release information about UFC fighters in the build up to like the different pay-per-views, and his testosterone level is through the floor. You will not see Brock Lesnar ever in a UFC match ever again. So he will be signing another contract with Vince McMahon, and he is retaining this title and keeping it. And then you'll get the storyline of Seth Rollins never quite made it. Roman Reigns takes the belt off Brock Lesnar, whether it's a SummerSlam, whether it's a Survivor Series, whether it's at Rumble. And then Seth Rollins turns on Roman, his best mate, because Roman could do what he could never do.
Okay. For one of the few times, I agree with Matt. Not to the extent of Vince hates everyone and blah blah blah, but out of the three main matches, I mean, yeah, you got the main event, but out of the 3 matches, there has to be at least one heel. There has to be, or there has to be one moment that you can't have all of them be feel good moments, because then it just nullifies it later on in the card, as was mentioned earlier on. And I have a couple of heel wins, but at the same time, a lot of it's face based. So I don't want it to go this way, but I'm going to go with Brock, and I think Reigns is going to take the title. Not Reigns. Yeah, Reigns is going to take the title in the triple threat at SummerSlam or something like that. Because with Reigns winning, it's going to Reigns be like, right, okay, that draws Drew under the line under Drew. It now puts Reigns back fully into the main event picture. Him and Rollins, even as a turn or whatever, I don't fucking know, but. I'm leading to believe that Brock's probably going to win this. Otherwise, it's a toss-up between WWE title and Universal title, and I think the momentum is so huge behind Kofi that they have to have him win the title. So with that being said, Brock has to retain them.
I've also gone with Brock Lesnar. I've said the third shock of the night behind Drew and Baron Corbin, 4th if you include Batista. He will drop it on Monday Night Raw, the next Monday. The
man who hasn't fought on Raw since 2005 or 2004.
Let me finish my prediction, please, Matt. He will drop it on Monday Night Raw because he's never lost on Monday Night Raw. Therefore, he will leave the company having dropped it on Raw and not on Mania because there's too many babyface wins at Mania to either Seth, Roman, or Drew. One of those three. And then he'll go off to the UFC. And whether he fights or not, it doesn't matter. But I think the one last thing, he'll want to win at Mania. And then he'll say, fuck it, I'll go.
Okay.
Smoothman. He doesn't know on this one either.
I've really struggled. I was all for Rollins months back.
Oh, you bastard.
Wow.
Sorry.
You've just ruined your computer.
Your camera's just gone fucked. By the way.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
I was. He's actually broken it.
What is going on there?
Yeah. So weeks.
That was having a seizure, mate.
Yeah. So when this was first announced ages ago, I went Rollins. Then the Kofi thing started, and I was still thinking Rollins, and I was still thinking Rollins until Monday night, and then I saw that he low blowed him and had the I'm better than I can do whatever. I don't know. I really don't. I hate Brock Lesnar with a passion at the moment, contrary to popular belief. So I'm going with my heart on it, and I hate myself for it, but I can't write Brock Lesnar's name. I can't do it.
You've got one of his shirts, mate.
It's going to be burnt. I use it for sweating in. I use it for the gym and running around because he doesn't deserve to have a clean shirt anymore.
So just to clarify, you're going for Seth Rollins.
I am going for Seth Rollins, yeah.
Okay.
Darry,
Can I also just thank Matt at this point for handing me the win against him on that prediction?
You got some strange ones early on, mate. It's going to be a bit iffy.
Darry, Kev, and Paul have all gone for Brock Lesnar.
Wow. See, I thought I was maybe Jack could go the same way as me with Lesnar, but wow, a lot of people have gone Lesnar.
I don't understand the logic. I don't understand it.
Because
Brock
how can
Lesnar
you-
it's WWE, there is no
wins at
logic.
Mania.
No, but that Universal title belt has to come into relevance.
But you said that everybody said this last year.
We literally had this exact argument 3 times last year.
Exactly,
Because
but I mean,
it has to come back now, surely.
and
It has to, and
Matt's-
it didn't every time.
We had this discussion at Mania. We had this discussion when Roman dropped it. It's Brock Lesnar. It's like Cena wins, lol. Brock Lesnar wins at Mania, lol.
I've got main event. We've all got the same thing, haven't we? Let's be brutally honest.
So winner take all: Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. JHF first.
He's gone Charlotte, I bet.
Remember what I said about Stephanie coming out on Raw and this having an impact. I'm going to tell you how I could see it playing out. I'm not going to risk taking the L to Matt, so I can't go with this. But I could theoretically see.
You've gone with Beth Phoenix and Natalia. I'm pretty sure you've already taken the L.
I
Might as well go for it.
I think that's the thing that gives me the win, to be honest with you. But I could see Stephanie getting involved in this match and screwing Becky out of it. I honestly could. I could. The way she came out and made it both titles, which it didn't need.
On the main event.
Again, WrestleMania 17.
No. Look, okay, WrestleMania 17, which is arguably the greatest pay-per-view of all time, except for that stupid finish. But that's because Austin wanted to turn heel. That's what it was all because Austin wanted to turn heel.
And it was in Austin's hometown, so whatever happened.
I do see that, but I also think there is a little part of me that's thinking we haven't had a heel finish to a WrestleMania, a proper heel finish to a WrestleMania.
Arguably, if you want to believe the fans and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, in WWE's mind, there's not been a heel
Brock
finish.
Lesnar last year.
Yes, Jesus.
Yeah.
Is that the one where he threw the title at Vince?
Yeah.
Asshole.
Yeah.
Love that.
Prick.
There's a little part of me, and also again with this whole Stone Cold Becky Lynch thing, you could see in certain quarters of their creative department them going, this would set up a humongous 6-month program of Stephanie and Becky Lynch, McMahon versus the fans,
He's
favorite.
actually got a really good point.
Does have a good point.
I could genuinely see it.
Oh, you-
It
I
would
can't
really.
see the good point because I think it would lose far too much money because people would just cancel networks.
Well, yeah,
They'd
they
just be
shit-
like,
they-
"Fuck
they
it.
could shit
If
on
you're
it
not gonna,
eventually."
if you're not gonna give us what we want with Becky, fuck you."
But here's the other thing, right?
Especially with AEW happening the next month.
If the Kofi Bryan match goes on before this and Kofi wins,
They will do.
then it seriously could be happening.
I can't see it. I cannot see it.
Two feel-good moments. You could argue that the fans are going to be shattered by this point because
But then they'll get that second wins because it's Becky Lynch.
Yeah. Well, these three matches. I think you're probably right. I think the Universal Championship will be on before the WWE Championship, and then you'll get the final match as this. Maybe.
No.
Who is your prediction?
No.
What is your prediction, JJ?
My prediction is Becky, but that's only just because it's too good it's too much of a diamond for them to throw away. But it's not as clear cut as I think people have thought it is, and I do genuinely see this as being an alternative finish.
If you had asked me this morning, I would have said Kofi Kingston wins the WWE title match, which goes on last after Ronda Rousey.
It's not going on last. This is the main event.
It can't go on last.
But
Because
I
£10
think
because you're going to give me £10.
How drunk are you?
because I've only had like a third of a bottle of vodka,
So very.
half a bottle of vodka maybe.
So very.
Because I don't think Kofi Kingston is coming out with the title. He won the match, but he won't win the title. I think it has to be Becky Lynch.
I do love. I'm watching Streetman's webcam, and I do love how I just put that seed of doubt in. I
love it.
Can you never come back? For goodness sake.
Brilliant.
Movement would just anyone's thing and be like, "Oh, did you believe that?"
Oh, I love it.
Get them on your own, mate.
Right.
Watch the product. Oh shit, you do that.
I do watch the product now. Got Sky.
Yeah,
Shout out
he's
to
finally
Alice.
got Sky.
Hero.
Right. I went with Becky Lynch. It seems the most logical explanation. And unlike everyone else, because everyone else has gone away from the whole, all four of the NXT call-ups are going to be in the ring. I'm sticking with that because, fuck it.
Can we have a stipulation in
What's
the
Charlotte going to do? Hold up her hair?
No, because what you'll have Becky.
I
one
honestly
side,
had the thought run
Boss
through
and
my
Hug.
mind that Becky would just give Charlotte back the SmackDown title.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me, and I don't really care.
They kiss it, make up.
Is it that dead? I mean, they killed it last week, but is it that dead?
Honestly, that's
you just
what
give it
I
away.
Give
it away to your
Well, they're bringing them back together, aren't they? Winner takes all. So they're clearly just having one women's title. So to be honest, you can throw it in the bin and no one would care.
I mean,
I'm sorry, but if you cannot sit there and tell me that Stephanie McMahon raising Charlotte Flair's arm with both belts over Becky Lynch at the end of the
that's not her
night
job.
is less plausible than Becky Lynch handing the SmackDown title back to Charlotte.
I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. But what you are going to see all four of them in the ring at the end, and you're going to have Charlotte one side, Boss Hug in the middle, Becky the other side, because obviously the two of them won't stand next to each other because of their feudy shit. And they're all going to raise their arms. And that's what you have, because it's a celebration of the women thing. That's what it
might
is.
as well book a four horsewoman orgy as the how they're going to go off there. You might as well, because it's just at this point it's ridiculous. What's the point in Charlotte Flair being in there if she doesn't have a title? It's just pointless.
I have nothing else to say.
Well, the Iconics winning the tag belts, so.
Well, yeah. and
So hang on a minute. So we've got Charlotte and Becky with the Iconics, yeah?
Yeah, they might as well, because they're having the tag belts and Becky's got both belts. Charlotte's just there, chilling.
in
I've also
terms
gone for
of
Becky,
WrestleMania, because we were talking a minute ago about WrestleMania order. I genuinely think it's actually the right order now, because you're going to have Kofi with a huge, emphatic win, brought back down because of Lesnar, and then brought back up because of Becky. Because
That'll be the thing.
for Rise, it's gonna fucking destroy the fans. They're gonna be knackered.
The second you see the running order, is the second you know which one of the predictions is right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Whichever title belt goes out there first, it'll tell you how the rest of it goes down.
Yeah.
I have gone for Becky as well. I said once again, it's got to be Shirley. They've built this moment ever since she got injured at Survivor Series, and with her contract talks and apparent signing a new contract, potential Ronda leaving, it's only logical.
It's Becky, innit?
Becky,
I'm not going to be persuaded.
It's Becky, innit?
Damn you.
No one's going to persuade. Since we all got Becky, I don't think anyone's going to persuade you.
No.
Right.
I'm gonna look like
Darry.
a fucking genius if Stephanie McMahon runs down that ramp.
If you do, you can come on next week and we can talk about it.
If it's right, I might actually just come all the way to see you, and I will kiss you on the mouth.
Honestly, I'll just laugh. It'll be fucking hilarious because now you've called it. I think it'd be fucking hilarious. I almost want it just for the sake, just for spite. I almost want that to happen now.
Darry.
A mean ass promo.
Darry has gone for Becky Lynch.
They've all gone Becky.
Kev has gone for Becky Lynch.
Paul's gone
But
for Charlotte.
Paul's gone for Charlotte.
shockingly, Paul has gone for Becky Lynch.
Fucking swine.
I hate you. Oh wow, that concludes WrestleMania predictions. That was long.